This is a story about beauty turned into a curse, about a mortal girl who caught the eyes of gods and paid the price. This is the legend of Medusa. Sit back and get comfortable. Let this story take you deep into ancient Greece, where gods punish and memory never fades. Once, in a time when gods still walked among mortals, there lived a girl named Medusa in the temple of Athena, goddess of wisdom and purity. She was not immortal, had no powers, no weapons, but she possessed something else, beauty. A beauty so striking it made people stop in their tracks and gaze at her as if she were a goddess herself. Her eyes were as deep as the sea, her hair soft waves cascading down her shoulders. They said even the sun slowed in the sky to catch a glimpse of her. People came to the temple not just to pray, they came to see her. And the more eyes that turned toward her, the more her name spread. And one day, that name reached the sea. Poseidon, god of the oceans, ruler of endless tides, heard it. Whether it was desire, whim, or fury at a mortal outshining immortals, no one knows. But Poseidon came to the temple, to the sanctuary where no lust, no mortal sin should ever enter. What happened there is lost in shadows. Some say he seduced her, others that he forced her. But when silence returned to the temple, so did the gaze of a furious goddess, Athena, whose temple had been defiled. She did not punish Poseidon. God punishing God was a different matter. But a mortal girl? She could be broken, and so she cursed Medusa. Her beauty destroyed. Her hair turned to snakes, hissing and writhing, her eyes a curse. Anyone who met her gaze would turn to stone. Medusa fled far beyond the lands of men, to the edge of the world where waves crashed against jagged rocks, and wind knew no peace. She was no longer a girl. She had become a monster, a Gorgon. Of the three sisters, only she was mortal. Only she could be killed. But was she still alive? Her name became a whisper of terror. Warriors who entered her lair never returned. Only statues remained, frozen faces of those who dared to look. Years passed. Cities rose and fell, but the legend of Medusa endured. And one day, a hero emerged. His name was Perseus, son of a mortal woman and Zeus himself. He was given a task to bring back the head of Medusa, an impossible quest. But the gods stood with him. Athena gave him a shield polished like a mirror. Hermes gifted a blade sharp as sunlight, and with them winged sandals to fly, a pouch to carry the head, and a helmet of invisibility. Perseus reached the lair of the Gorgons. He never looked directly, only into the reflection. Among the stone corpses and the shadows, he saw her, Medusa, sleeping, silent, twisted, forgotten. He stepped forward, lifted the blade, and with a single strike severed her head. But from her neck came no scream. Instead, life. From her blood rose Pegasus, the white winged horse, and Chrysaor, a golden-sworded giant. From her death, new myths were born. Even severed, her head held power. Perseus turned beasts, kings, and enemies to stone with her gaze. And then he gave it to Athena. She placed it at the center of her shield, as a weapon, a warning, a trophy. History remembers Medusa as a monster, but she was not born one. She was human, cursed for her beauty, punished for being seen. She became a symbol of terror, but also of strength. The one they tried to erase became the face on a goddess's shield. So ends the story of Medusa. But did it really end? For her gaze still lives on Athena's aegis, in those who were turned into monsters for reminding gods of their flaws, in those broken and then feared for surviving.